Hello, everyone. This is Summer. I'm introducing a personal project that I've been working on, and I'm calling it Cracking the Shell. As some of you may know, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's in January of 2025 at the age of 48. I just recently turned 49. It's pretty rare to be diagnosed with Parkinson's at my age. And so obviously it came as quite a shock, and I wanted to start working on some ways that I can just stay creative throughout this journey of life. It feels very much like I'm inside a shell a lot of the time, still alive. My mind is going all the time with new ideas, and it's just getting a lot harder for things to come through. And when they do come through, they don't come out the way that I want them to, physically or through my voice, my speech. So I'm really trying to be very intentional with this. It feels like I'm in a lose it or a use it or lose it type of situation. And so that's part of it as well, is just to keep going so I don't lose my voice. For all intents and purposes, I've lost my handwriting. So it's very difficult to write and read my handwriting, and journaling is not really an option anymore. It's just too frustrating. And typing is also very difficult because I've lost a lot of fine motor in my left hand, and so my right hand doesn't want to write the handwriting. My left hand doesn't want to type. So this is my way of continuing to use my voice, and it will probably be a bit of an audio journal that you're hearing. The motivation is missing from a lot of things. So I'm just working to create habits in my life to keep me active and connected. It's not that I don't care, but dopamine is low. And so that makes it a little bit more challenging. The desire is strong to create, but the motivation of taking next steps and that little fire is the thing that's missing. Some days I literally feel myself shrinking. If I don't stay conscious and intentional, I can become very small in my movements, in my voice, and just in life in general. When I was first diagnosed, I kept thinking of the movie The Incredible Shrinking Woman with Lily Tomlin, and I actually even rewatched it. Great movie, one of my favorite movies as a kid, even though it made me cry when she faded away at the grocery store. But yeah, that's kind of how it feels. I'm doing this because I still have things to say. I still have stories to tell and ideas to express. And maybe I'm just stubborn. This is me refusing to disappear. My voice will sound meek at times, and so I may pause and breathe. I don't want you to get the impression that I'm giving up or that I'm sad. I'm definitely fighting, and it's exhausting sometimes, and like I said, things aren't coming through the way I necessarily want them to. So yeah, this is an act of staying expressive, creative, and spiritually awake, even though my body is working against me. It's about letting the light in and letting it out, and choosing vulnerability over silence and hiding. I've chosen not to take the medication. I took it for a few months. I didn't like the side effects. And so for the time being, I've decided not to take the medication, which primarily serves to kind of manage the symptoms and mask the symptoms. It doesn't slow progression in any way. It's not a cure. So I just didn't see the benefits for now. And that could change, but right now I'm just trying to focus on diet and exercise and getting good sleep and managing stress, things like that. So, I'm doing this primarily for me, quite honestly, because I just couldn't bear the thought of living life with unexpressed ideas inside of me. I've definitely put a lot of things to the back burner. And the thing that was the hardest pill to swallow was thinking that I had put off several creative projects that I may never be able to see come to fruition, and I did not like that idea. So this is for me to keep using my voice and putting myself out there and seeing what happens. This is for anyone who is living with illness or slowness or loss, and anyone who's just trying to stay connected to their spirit while the world keeps moving very fast. And really anyone who's just doing the daily work of staying alive inside their life, because there are definitely a lot of things going on in the world that could cause us to want to not keep going and keep connecting and keep feeling. Even if you don't have an illness, you might be experiencing that feeling. So I will do my best to share very honest reflections on Parkinson's. And I'll share my creative process, even the messy parts. For example, I've now recorded this introduction probably 20 times. And at some point I'm just going to have to live with it and let it go. But, yeah. And I will share spiritual tools and practices and truths that are helping keep me going, because that's definitely something I'm leaning into heavily right now. And we'll just see what type of creativity comes through in this process. I will close by inviting you to support me on Ko-Fi. I've had a lot of people ask how they can help, and so that is a very practical way that you can help. Everything that helps with Parkinson's costs money, and that is a challenge. You can subscribe and follow the journey and, just walk with me. And so I really just thank you for being here and for even listening. And hopefully we can just keep cracking the shell together, whatever that looks like and whatever that means. Thank you.